Hey everybody, welcome to this week's video. My name is Nicole Severson, and this week we are going to talk about taking your time. And really what this means is how to be in the moment. But I know for myself, I have a really hard time with this, and it's been a practice learning how to really do this. And when I do practice it, it pays off. So not only is this a reminder to myself, this is a helpful 3 step-by-step way for you to tap into taking your time and being in the moment. So let's get started. The first way to take your time with something or be in the moment is to pause. This doesn't have to be a lengthy ordeal, but let's say that you're working on a project at work. You're really stressed out, you're busy, you have to get things done, you have a timeline. So if you just pause for a second or a moment and actually just step back. So this is coming out of the tunnel vision and stepping back into more of a broader awareness and peripheral vision, is to actually take a moment to look around and check out your surroundings. So noticing the table in front of you, the chair that you're sitting on, to notice the lightness or darkness in the room that you're in, maybe even touch the wall or the chair next to you, and take a moment to just allow your vision to come from this hyper focus into more of a broader focus. And part of this also in this pausing is to look around and then start to feel your body. So you can start to brush your fingertips against your palms. You can rub your hand on your arms, maybe brush your palms over your thighs. You can rub your feet into the earth. Take a few moments to get into your body. So very easily our mind can have us living up here. And the more you can spatially resituate yourself into your body instead of just your head, it's a lot easier to be in the moment. So the next with that of being in your body is to come back to your breath. A really big practice, obviously, with yoga also, which is why I love teaching it, is to help people really connect with their body and their breath. So as you're looking around, you can kind of take in the room, start to come back into your body, rub your feet into the earth, and then you can use either like a 4-part breath where you breathe in for 4, pause for 4, breathe out for 4, pause for 4, and start that cycle. You can just come back to focusing on belly breath and deepening your breath in general. Any kind of breath practices that you use that are helpful, I have some other videos that you can use that teach that as well. But coming back into your body. So this helps to get you into the moment, which will help you take your time and be present. So the next step is to let go of the planned outcome or expectations that you have for something. I know I've talked about this before, but this will allow you to be more creative and more present with what you're doing now. So a lot of the time when we have a ton of expectations or planned outcomes that we're projecting out, we actually create a little cap, a pressure cap, and we're not able to let the creativity flow or our intuition tap in as much when we're really hyper-focused and have a cap on this pressure of what we think things should look like, because there's a lot more force or control coming in at play when we have a perceived outcome that we're working towards. I am super guilty of this. This is probably something I struggle with a lot, or the most, is having a goal or an idea of how I want something to look, and getting frustrated or stressed out when it doesn't turn out the way that I want it to. And I think this is a huge piece for myself and others to really be aware of where your expectations are taking you out of the present moment. They're not allowing you to enjoy what's actually happening right now. And it takes us out of taking our time with things. So a lot of the time when we have a planned outcome, we tend to rush things, and we don't allow ourselves to take the time, like when you have a little pebble polisher machine. Those take time, and it takes time to smooth things out. And especially if you're trying to create something whether it's a business or you're raising a child, all of these things take time. So letting go of the expectations. Another example I'll use really quickly is if you have children and you have expectations of them being, proper and quiet and do everything you tell them to do. And when they are just being kids and maybe staying up instead of going to bed, we get mad, which is normal, but it's also because we have an expectation of how they should be acting, when in reality they're just being kids and they're usually not aware of the stress that they're causing. So just food for thought of letting go of the outcome. This is really hard to do. I have to practice with this all the time in a lot of areas in my life, and I encourage you to try it on and see how it works for you. The third part of this is to trust the process. And when things are going really well, when you're on your A game and, things are happening, you're making money and you're in a great relationship and everything's going your way, it is so easy to feel in the flow and in abundance and taking everything in. However, the practice is when things aren't that way, how you're showing up and able to still trust the process and come from an abundance and loving and faithful place of trusting that things aren't going to stay like this forever, and what can I learn from this, and trusting that whatever things that you're perceiving as bad are actually happening to help you in your process to deepen your personality or strengthen your personality, or maybe teach you a lesson of some sort. And of course, with really horrific things that happen there, it's a lot harder to see the good when there's really chaotic, crappy shit that happens. But I truly believe that everything does happen for a reason in our process, in our evolution as our life path and our soul's journey. So trust the process. This is so much easier said than done when shit's hitting the fan. So finding a meditation practice or a therapist or a coach or a mentor who can help you keep your focus on what you want to create and coming back to tapping into your core, your source, having faith in the divine or universe or whatever you want to call that, and in yourself, of knowing that you're capable, you matter, and that this is all a process. It's all life school, so to say. And trusting the process will allow you to take a lot of the stress out of it. And this one's really hard for me. I know I'm really big on wanting to create big things, and when they don't happen as fast or in the way that I want them to, I can get really stressed out. So these three things help me a lot. Every day it's a practice, and over time, if you can come back to these things every single day, it's going to help you be in the moment and take your time and really get to enjoy the things in the life that you're creating, instead of just trying to get to an end goal, because we're here to live. We're not here to just be achieving things all the time. So part of living is achieving, but also being able to enjoy the process. Take your time and be in the moment is what it's all about. So I hope you find this useful. If you have any questions, comments, or anything you'd like to add, please leave them in the comments below. And go ahead and check out my website for any upcoming events. And I'll see you next week. Bye.